Welcome to the live cast of my Nomad 2v2 tournament final. It's Nomad Maps exclusive 2v2 tournament. And for the final, we have Massive TV versus Farming Generals. Actually, Seed 8 versus Seed 6. So they should be fairly evenly matched here. As per the rules, first game is always Nomad. The players have to go random civilization, but for the return match, whoever loses this game will get to pick the next map, but the civs will have to be reversed. So let's have a quick talk about the civs here. We have, for TM, or Massive TV, as it's been announced, it's a white man with a Khmer here, random Khmer, and Napoleon with the Celts. Khmer Celts, okay, so cavalry siege mix, fantastic siege combo actually, should it come to siege play here. As for the General Ike and Men at Farms here, farming generals, we have the General Ike with the Franks. You don't mess around with Franks, fantastic economy, good farming, eco berries if you can get them, but that's going to be a fight for the berries here. And Men at Farms with the Mayans. So actually very, very good potential here for Men at Farms to go for a Scouts, Archers, or Knights, Crossbows, etc. kind of a combination here. We'll see how that plays out for them in the end. But yeah, it's Nomad, so it's yeah, still gonna try to catch up with the live here. We're not that far behind, I think, and for Nomad, it's not that significant, the early stage of the game. That's why I'm speeding up. I want to catch up with it live and follow the whatever the feudal and castlage brings here. Well, you'll note that the players have docked. I think all of them have. Let's see for the Mayans here as well. Yeah, they all have docks up here. We have Weissman and Men at Farms pretty close to each other up here. And they haven't scouted each other's thus far, but they'll probably be fighting for water control here. And in that sense, I kind of favor the Khmer here, even though Khmer is not famous for being a naval civ. If you have the eco going for you, find the food source, you don't need any buildings to pick up, so you'll easily be able to go up to the next stage. But actually, Men at Farms is up first here with a healthier population here, more fish possibly, more villagers. So there has to be some kind of idle TC time behind this to make the difference. Men at Farms 22 seconds, Weissman 53 seconds. But going to the feudal age, we have Men at Farms going up first here. Second dock even being dropped here. Definitely wants to challenge water here with the Mayans. Whereas Napoleon, he is safely fishing over here with the Celts. Celts also have an easy time contesting water because of their wood collection rate. Oops, idle villager here though. Gotta put her right to work, get to work woman. And General Ike down here. So actually the dock placements for both teams here, they're close to each other, the rivals here. We have General Ike going up at 24 pop here as well. So we'll see how it plays out, but yeah. Men at Farms first up here to the next stage. Queuing one fire galley, but doesn't know where to engage, right? I mean, in my opinion, going up to the feudal age, you should consider using one of the fishing ships to scout the shoreline a little bit, just to see how much you actually need to invest into water here. Men at Farms, sorry, is up first here. He's making the fire galleys out of 2 docks. And is easily going to be able to win against Weissman here, even with the Khmer going up with 24 pop here, queuing fire galleys as well. But Men at Farms has the head start. But you need to scout it. You need to know how much Weissman is investing into water here. And the fact that you're quite close. And then seeing only 6 fishing ships and now 2 docks in fact, but that feudal age earlier uptime for Men at Farms really puts Men at Farms in a good spot here to contest Red's fish and just take Red completely off water. On the other side here, we have General Ike and Napoleon in the feudal age here, but neither of them are queuing any ships here. They're not feeling very threatened eco-wise here, which is fine. But imagine if General Ike here had some idea that Napoleon is over here, just a couple of fire galleys over here and you're fine. You'll win that fight. Let's see if men at farms here, though. Has found the first dock here now, contesting the Khmer fish eco. But also floating into an enemy fire galley here. And currently they're quite evenly matched here. Men at farms with more numbers though. And behind this we have Napoleon going Castle Age with the Celts here. What's going on down south here? We have a Khmer stable here for Weissman. So Weissman is contesting some land presence as well, but General Ike doesn't freak out here. Has a couple of spears ready to deal with this, and they have a good old towers fight down here with General Ike in control over the stone and ready to defend there. Even a couple of walls up here to keep the scouts out. Good recognition by General Ike here to keep Weissman out, but expansion and eco-extension here, that's going to be a huge issue for General Ike here in the south. And I didn't touch upon that early, but Men at Farms is over here as well. So all of this area here is up for grabs. This is very all the gold, all the stones, everything is. But the TC placement, especially of Napoleon here, also being the first player to the Castle Age. Napoleon is in a fantastic position here to get the free boom with the Celts here and just overrun the opponents completely in with the early Castle Age here. We have Men Farms going up as well after this naval investment. And winning water by the looks of it. Borderline over investing into water here with 7 fire galleys against only 3, 4, 5 maximum from Weissman here. But yeah, blue is gonna win this fight on water. And also get to Castle Age at a respectable time here. Some impressive decision making here from Men at Farms to be able to both fight for water, get to the Castle Age, and now drop 2 ranges on land to start contesting the land area with crossbows as well. Alright, so we have the Franks in the feudal age still here, dropping a stable. Is that the second building General Ike needs to get up? He has the resources to go up for sure here. There hasn't been any fighting for water on the right-hand side here at all, which is kind of surprising to me, because either player could easily win or take out enemy fish here just by an easy few fire galleys here. They only have 1 dock each. They probably won't suffer too much from losing water either, but yeah, here comes Men at Farms here to move over to the other side and hopefully find the orange dock over here. Castle Age in for Men at Farms, dropping a second town center on the woodline here, while Napoleon is in the Castle Age adding rams and scorpions here and playing it kind of Huang style push here with siege and spears, and we're missing both monks and knights here, but yeah, applying some pressure to the Mayans here. Again, Napoleon and to some extent Weissman, they're in a perfect spot to just extend to the northwest side of the map here. Gabriel Salas, hello. Oh, still no crossbow for Men at Farms here, but trying to focus down a Scorpion with not much luck here. Loses 1 range as well, so that's a bit of a setback for the blue player here. Defensive siege workshop going up. The second TC here at work as well. And now we have General Ike about to reach the Castle Age as well. I'm looking at the ecos here, it's pretty similar, 79 to 78 villagers. Neither player has wheelbarrow here. And the only player with horse collar is in fact the Franks player now getting heavy plow as well. As the Franks bonus, of course, it kicks in immediately. So eco upgrades here Both teams have some work to do here. Crossbow is in for the Mayans. We're using villagers here to fight the siege weapons. Never a beautiful sight to see. But the naval situation being contested here by men at farms, so it's gonna take out the fish of Napoleon as well, which will leave farming generals in complete control over the water here. Almost complete control. Didn't take out the docks here, but yeah, good map control on water, which is going to be essential because they need that free food in common water to be able to fight for land control here eventually. I mean, honestly, Team TM here, they can just wall off these sides and expand to the north, and men at farms and general right, they'd have to transport over to the other side with their stuff here, unless they have villagers here, a docking villager for men at farms. I don't think so. Yeah, it's all going down here on the southeastern side of the map here, isn't it? And it's actually not looking half bad for Massive TV here. We have Wiseman going up to the Castle Age with 43 villagers. It's going to have an amazing Khmer economy here, going up into the next stage. But in the meantime, the General is out with the Franks Knights here and tries to diminish that eco number of Massive TV here. It's gonna force Wiseman to garrison inside houses, TCs, with everything. So Wiseman keeps the eco safe, but also keeps the eco extremely idled here. If you look at the worker efficiency last minute here for Wiseman, that's at only 23%, which is disaster. Look at the resource income timing here as well. It's not looking pretty for the red player currently. Good aggression from General Ike here. General Ike. Here, enter the knights as well. No spears here to defend, so that siege push is just going to melt to the Franks knights here. Not even need for bloodlines for the Franks, because they get instant extra hit points on their stable line units from the fuel age already. Very good raids from the General Ike here. I have to say, he's not really the scouting. I mean, even if you have the knights out here, the scouting is limited. So you want to try and stop the expansion here as well for Wiseman. Because Wiseman and Napoleon, they are moving out here. And that's basically beyond the line of sight of men at farms and the General Ike here. As Napoleon drops a town center on the gold of men at farms here. He might even be able to take out this tower, but he's idling a lot of villagers as well to stop this from happening. Could have actually sniped this castle foundation, and now we have a good old villager fight here to try and stop this castle drop from men farms from going up there. Score is amazing though, but this is, has a little bit to do with the fish eco that farming generals have on water. They're not exactly being farming generals this game. They are farming a little bit, but they have a safe food source on water as well. Ooh, demo. Bam! Is he gonna demo the fish? Oh, it could have been a lot better. We could have taken out 2 or 3 ships there. Demo, but that's fine. A few more fishing ships going down for Wiseman here. And the only one with army on water now is men at farms. So no way Massive TV are getting back on water here. And General keeps the raids up here. Doesn't have a crazy amount of knights here. Only one stable knights from the Franks. Defensive castle from men at farms here. Also denying this TC from Napoleon, which is surprising. Napoleon has all the space in the world to extend to the backside, and he's done so to some extent here. But yeah, I mean they literally have all the map for themselves here. They seem to be freaking out a little bit here after losing water eco, booming like crazy. But look at the villager numbers here. Farming generals, 122 eco units. They are essentially 40 eco units ahead of their opponents here. Very good pressure given the surprisingly bad starting position for farming generals here, and they keep expanding. This might be a long game here if this extends, because there's still the rest of the map here to expand to for the TM team. But the way Men Farms, the farming generals, are playing this, they're keeping a solid score lead here. They are neglecting eco of their opponents. They're dropping, here's another TC going up from Men Farms here now on the Woodland Gold here, and they're slowly but steadily claiming woods and golds across the map here, and they are just establishing a very solid eco lead here, even if Massive TV or TM team are expanding with more TCs across the map here. Army size plays a role as well, of course. It's 22 to 13 here, but you want to keep in mind that Men at Farms has most of the armies on water. We have that Mayan's Castle up though, and Plume Archers will be entering the field, which is going to be somewhat bad news for Massive TV here. Another is basically a Mayan's Cavalry Archer with the movement speed of the Plume Archers here. And we also have Frank's Knights out on the field here for General Ike to just use that mobility and constantly raid. Look at the Eco KD, 37, 15, 25 villagers lost, 27 villagers lost. That's why Massive TV are so far behind here now overall. They are struggling to establish an economy, even with the fact that they've had all of the map to expand to throughout the game so far. Barracks going up now for Wiseman. Want to keep those Frank's Knights out. Gonna go full pikemen here probably. While the General Ike is just committing to the Knights. Knights, Archers, Plumed Archers. If they work together with the Knights, then pikemen shouldn't be an issue from the Khmer here. Alright, so we have kind of a castle fight up here. Napoleon neglecting easy expansion for the Mayans over here with this castle. But he doesn't have any upgrades for the range or attack for the castle, while Men at Farms have been going for the ranged units and has 8+2 range and more attack for the castle. Or more range anyway, so... As it stands right now, I think Men at Farms can reach this castle and deal damage, while the Celts castle can't really reach Men at Farms castle. So even before Imperial Age here, it's going to be Men at Farms fight to win against this castle. But we have Imperial Age on the way for Men at Farms here, researching it in the backmost DC here, which is nice. Another town center trying to go up here, but Wiseman's Knights are here to stop that. They don't have any upgrades whatsoever though, so they are going to fall a victim to the sheer amount of Frank's Knights roaming the field here. And yeah, military, huge struggle from Massive TV right now. It's 33 to 12, equal lead, massive for farming generals there. And can you believe that with that starting spot there, they were basically clamped up towards the edge here, and they're still holding on, playing their macro and making good decisions to keep the army numbers high, get to Imperial Age before the opponents, and I think this might become Farming General's game here, the first one here. We'll have to see. Anything can happen though. Just look at the boom potential for red and orange to the left sides here. A castle going up for the Khmer here. Khmer Celts, Frank's Mayans. You would argue that Frank's Mayans is a stronger combination than Celts Khmer, but if this goes to a late Imperial Age fight, that Khmer and Celts siege bonuses, they're just going to complement each other very well. The main problem for Massive TV here is that they're macro. They've been losing so many villagers and not succeeding in replenishing them. Just look at the ecos here. The eco setup is more healthy for farming generals here. We have General Ike about to reach the Imperial Age as well. The score lead is 2k points ahead as another Frank's Cattle goes up here. And Khmer Spearman with barely any upgrades at all. That's really not going to be a huge issue here. General Ike is just going to be chasing here because he knows he has more knights than Red has spears, and if he has fully upgraded, which is the case here, no need to worry at all. And we have Mayans going for the Eagle Warriors as well for men at farms, going to provide for double mobility here, good raiding purposes. First trap out for men at farms as well, as Napoleon is panic repairing here the Celt's castle, but 50 villager lead, 30 military lead. This is a very good setup for the late game for farming generals here. They are 2.5k score ahead here, and they're not going to let go that easily. They're just going to keep pushing. They're going to use their mobility. They're going to take out whatever Khmer presence is here and just use their armies consistently and smartened, losing numbers, and just go for the raids where they can. This TC might get lost to this castle, but now General Ike has his first trap out as well, and they're almost with 3,000 score lead here, which is ridiculous at this point in the game. If I were looking at the score now, I'd be worried, but it's Nomad. Anything can happen. You can reboom to the north like Napoleon is doing here, and very nicely at that with the Celts farms. But they need Imperial Age, they need the strength. They're catching up in builders, but look at the military numbers here. Not very encouraging. Alright, so Cavalier is in for the Franks here for the General Ike. He is top score out of all the players now. He's consistently producing out of at least 2 stables here, not to say even almost 3 here. He shreds TCs just like that. Let's have a look at General Ike's eco here. He is actually, if he sells some food here now, he could go Paladin as well. He's missing the last armor, so he's gonna go for that one first. But looking at this, 17 military to 5, 212 villagers to 152. There's no way at this point that farming generals lose this one. We have Napoleon all the way to the Imperial Age with the Celts. The problem is that the Celts doesn't have any military at all. Imperial Age brings the opportunity for halberdiers here, but even helps when you have 30 Eagle Warriors on the field here with... How much HP do they have? Okay, they don't have Eldorado 100 HP yet, but still, speed and strength of the Eagle Warriors, pretty rough to handle. We're going to give the first 1-0 here to Farming Generals. Second game will be on MasVTV's home map, and the Sibs will be reversed, which means that Frank's Mayans, dream combination for most maps, land maps. It's gonna work out well for the record. I forgot to re-enable mods before this game. Hey, it's Nomad. General Ike, you did alright. You did alright. You made good work of your positioning here. Let's have a look at the stats. So, military high by far for farming generals here. 117 to 27. With that shitty starting position for farming generals here, that's incredible. That's good work, to be honest. And look at the ecos here, solid ecos as well. Didn't get disturbed nearly as much as TM here, but they did a good job at expanding as well. I just think they needed more army presence to keep it going. Stupid B disabling mods, yes. Stupid DE disabling mods, yes. But I'd take no mods over involuntary game crashes any day, anyway. So, Builder Max, not that different, but the overall eco-income, of course, better for the aggressive team that is Farming Generals. They also did good work at keeping water, which is significant in the early game for Nomad especially. General Reich with the APM spikes here and there, 140 plus, good work. Been doing some stuff here. Okay, alright. Back to DE, let's see what's up next here. We'll give them time to rehost and get stuff going, of course. Hey, Akkal, did you get new cam? It's the same cam, but it's a new computer, new setup. So the cam placement is probably showing more. I don't know if the actual resolution is better. It shouldn't be. It should be the same. But the placement obviously is slightly higher because this screen is ginormous compared to my laptop. How's the new PC? Well, once I found the actual on-off button, it's working out very nicely. It's a beast. My laptop is a beast as well. It's a gaming laptop, but this is something else. The thing is, this one came with all the extra parts left over from the assembling of the PC, and I haven't had a desktop computer since 2004, basically. So my assumption was that the on-off button was on the backside of the cabinet, which is for the power. It says 1-0 on-off, so I turn it on, and there's light inside the cabinet. That's beautiful, colorful light that these new gaming PCs have. But I couldn't for the world of it make it work otherwise. So it turns out the producers have placed a sticker on top of the on-off button, which is completely flat, by the way. You can't really notice it by touching around the cabinet or whatnot. And it never occurred to me that the on-off switch was on top of the cabinet behind a sticker. And there was no manual telling me that this is where you turn it on or off. I was just expecting that the on-off switch was on the backside with the power socket. So when I got this PC a few days ago, I thought that it was literally not working because I turned on the power and it doesn't react. It doesn't recognize the screen or anything. So I called support and they told me that this is where the on-off switch is. And then it worked. Yay. So in one way I feel stupid, on the other hand I think it's stupid of the producers not to either include a little piece of advice that the actual on-off switch is hidden behind a sticker that says blah 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 blah. You have to remove the insulation inside the computer before turning it on. And then this is the one. I mean, literally, you couldn't tell that there was something clickable under that sticker, which tilts me a little bit. But no, the sticker didn't say here is the power switch. It just said warning: don't turn on the computer until you have removed the insulation inside of the cabinet that is protecting the parts during transport. So it never occurred to me that the on-off switch was under that very flat sticker. There was nothing tangible underneath it, and the sticker was very tight above it, so it almost, I didn't, yeah. Never realized that was supposed to be the on-off switch. So I found it. In most cases, I would usually feel kind of stupid not finding the on-off switch, but I literally checked everything else, checked for the cabinet, checked for stuff, and it was just very well hidden. Just one little piece of paper telling me that this or that would be a lot better. Akkal. I'm gonna search for Akkal and see if they tell me something is going on there. Yeah, let's see. 102875579. Thanks. Gotcha. Oops. Ooh, we don't even need to. Blah blah blah. I have capture H. Come on. Come on, man. Don't prompt me these warnings. Loading. It could be the. Oh, there's this. Never mind. Pilgrims! Uh-oh, this might be a long one, guys. This might be a long one. In fact, I'm gonna take the liberty of getting myself another beer. Hidden command here. And it's about to be 8 because I had 5 or 6 beer before I got home. It's not really drunk casting day, but I'll do my best to keep up anyway. I was switching PC parts today and thought they were broken, but realized that the extension lead was turned off after a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good on you to discover it that quickly then. I was seriously worried that something was wrong with my new costly gaming computer. But it wasn't, by the looks of it. It's working nicely right now, and I think we have fewer frame drops than we used to have. So that's nice. Okay, let's go for pilgrims, guys. This beautiful fish. Oh, the map jump on the butt crack is on the left side for this one. Usually it's in the north or the east or something, but now it's to the left. Left butt crack here for pilgrims. Let's just zoom out a little bit and look at the beauty of a map that this is. Here's the thing: you start here on these small islands here. Some players will choose to drop the TC on the starting island to get villager production going and to drop the dock and everything. But looking at the way the players prioritize this, it looks like everyone is going for a lumber camp on the small island and then go to the mainland to drop their town centers, which I, oh, it's a restart. Have a fun next 30 seconds. Oh, yeah, okay, so we're gonna have a restart them. Says probably since General Ike says that something is about to happen here. Well, restarts are in the rule. Both teams get 2 restarts, I think, for the best of 5. Honestly, I struggle remembering my own rules at this point. But since General Ike writes in chat, I'm assuming this means a restart. I'm even gonna fast forward this just to catch up here and see what the live brings us. Losing Builder to Wolf, that could have been the deciding point here for Wise Man and company here. Let's have a look. They did lose... Where's the Eco KD? Okay, maybe they just thought their starting positions were shitty here. General Eclipse chat again, good to hear it. We're gonna go for the restart. And here's to assuming that this was TM's restart, but we'll see. That'll let me know. We'll be on the lookout for the restart of this game. That's the perks of casting live, guys. We risk these things happening. So we'll just stick around. All 4 in the bottom would have made an awkward start anyway. That makes sense as well. No need to play Socotra if you don't feel like it. Ten, 28, 77. Yeah, didn't launch it, but here they are. Okay, so they're picking pilgrims. TM is picking pilgrims with Franks and Mayans, which, frankly, no pun intended, is kind of surprising to me. I mean, these aren't the most famous naval sibs, whereas Khmer, not needing buildings to click up, they're not famous for their naval, or in AoE2 anyway, they're not famous for their naval capabilities. Celt's decent, of course, with their wood savings, but in all honesty, of all of these civilizations, I think Celts and Khmer do better early game on water than Franks and Mayans do. Of course, land plays a big role in pilgrims as well, so we can't discourage that at all. But yeah, that choice of home map that puzzled me for this second game with reverse sibs. There was not a saved draft. I can pull up the rules again, actually, because or rules. The rules say. Here it is. Nomad, random civs, reverse civs. But then for the rest of the games, hidden civ free pick, hidden civ no reuse, hidden civ no reuse for game 3 and 4. So for game 3, 4, and 5, we'll potentially see mirror civs, mirror matchups on the maps. You never know though, but that's a possibility. I'm experimenting with settings here. Honestly, I love the random idea. It's been causing some upsets, like seed 16 beating seed 1 because of it. But some consider it a bit too unfair as well. But for the final, it's 5 games, and game 3, 4, 5. If the score, say the score is 1-1 before game 3, then it's hidden civ free pick, and then hidden civ blah blah free pick. It's a bit more flexible for the actual final. Oh, typo. Dang. Let's see if we can find it. Akkal final. Thank you, my friends. Let's see where we go from here. The relaunch. I think we need to. That's weird because ES Pilgrims is a standard DE map, but we'll go for it. Looks like they didn't go for a delay this time, but I don't think. I think they'll be. I think that's fine. That's probably fine. I'm speeding it up a little bit here. It's Pilgrims again. The players start on their lovely small islands around here. And at the higher levels, I've seen players drop their DCs in a little because water control is so important early on. We have the same kind of start as the previous one here. They're all so close to each other. This is going to be Pilgrims Socotra over here with the players. And I think we're catching up with regular timing here. And let's look at the teams. We have Weissman here with the Franks. Napoleon with the Mayans. Reverse Sibs from the previous game. But Franks here. Celts here from Men at Farms. They are settling dangerously close to each other, and they're also dropping their docks near the shoreline here, so they'll have a good old fighting game here. I'm a bit puzzled as to the docks here. Maybe they can think that this is a fantastic dock actually. Good job, Men at Farms. This is fantastic for the deep fish here if we can keep it. Whereas Weissman's dock is not close to any deep fish at all. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. But the point is, Franks, Celts, Weissman with more idle TC time than Men at Farms for now. Means that being this close, this is going to be a fight for resources for the board, for powers potentially in the feudal age. But Men at Farms here with stone right next to the DC is actually in a good spot here to fight against Weissman should it come to a towers war, because Weissman doesn't really have easy access to stone here. It's getting Loom, which is a good call. Just in case you run into any enemy town centers or any such thing. But like, look at this now. Look. Snagged it! Uh-oh, and she's just, where'd she go? What's up? Alright, and that basically means that Weissman now knows that red is right around the corner here. Left side we have General Ike here, close to his teammate here. Actually, let's fix these colors. Sorry guys, let's give Men at Farms the blue. Let's give Weissman the red. For ease of distinguishing the players here. So enemies here, and they're so close to each other, it's not even fun. And they've all docked on the shoreline. I'd be so mad at blue. Yeah, exactly. That boar steel was... I switched the colors now, but that boar steel, yeah, for sure. Oh, look at that! 2 boars! So there's one to take for General Ike, maybe both of them. and one for Men at Farms. They just have the best food source start possible here. They're gonna share bars, one each. Nice. Sharing is scary. Okay, so again though, let's assume Wise Man survives the feudal age aggression here. Oh, ouch. So the farms didn't know that Red was here. Okay, let's say that Wise Man. Oh no! Look at that scouting. Yeah, they're both missing that board. Someone's gonna find it though. Wise Man can much more easily expand to the north here across the map than is the case for Men at Farms. We see General Ike walling off here with Palisades. Doesn't want any unpleasant surprises here. And what General Ike is doing here is actually cutting off Napoleon from his teammate here. So this could be a good move. It's a significant resource investment in the early game. But it also kind of confines Napoleon to the left-hand side here, and the scouting of Napoleon doesn't even reveal the full walls here yet, so yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Let's have a look at the small starting islands here as well, look at their scoutings. So a little bit of lumberjacking still going on here for the General Ike. He has the potential for gold mining here as well, if he's struggling for gold at home. Men at Farms moving out here for some long distance hunting, whereas Wiseman, I think Wiseman pulled that boar back home. That's nice, okay, so it's kind of evening out here in the resource department. Men at Farms, first player going up to the field age way before anyone else has clicked, in fact. And the General Ike going up as well. They don't have the greatest eco, but going up, but they have the field age advantage, which means that they will start contesting the enemy fish. It doesn't help Napoleon to have two docks up here, unless Napoleon can contest the field age timings of green and blue here. You need to fight for the fish. So there's field age from Men at Farms getting double with X. You want to queue some Fire Galleys as well. There we go. You want to queue them in separate docks, in fact, here as the Celts. But this dock, it's just a gold mine for Men at Farms. Fantastic dock. And he probably scouted that positioning as well. I like Wiseman's attention here. He's actually sending one fishing ship to scout. He's eating the opponent fish. Okay, that's a play as well. But I thought he was actually going to scout the actual investment, and I was just going to lose that fish. But he's going to know at least that Men Farms has a significant investment of fish going on here. Which means that if you can eventually contest that, you're going to take an equal lead. Look at the houses going up here as well. Napoleon will need to transport over to the other side or something to expand here. Still on the way to the village, this has to be a fast castle mines play. And it's on stone. So Napoleon could actually drop a castle here once the castle sets in, and that's going to be very bad news for the General Ike here. If the castle goes down here for the Mayans, that's rip the starting DC for General Ike here, and he'll have to expand. And if Wiseman's scouting is on point here, Wiseman will be walling off this area and neglecting its expansion for his opponents. So, and he has it scouted. Wiseman has it scouted this area here, so definitely potential for Wiseman to stop both green and blue from expanding here as well. That's the downside of their closeness here. They are potentially stuck at their starting spot here. But for the water fighting, we have the General Ike dominating on water here, just like the previous Nomad game. Even Men at Farms queuing Fire Galleys as well, going to take out Redfish here. It's going to be naval domination for farming generals here, which is going to work wonders for their economy long term. Just look at all these fish here, all across the map here. Even if you don't have the optimal positioning on land, if you control water, you could land here later and expand in this area. So look at all this fish going down. That's the eco advantage lost for Massive TV, just like that. Alright, so Galleys out for Weissman here. It's usually a good call against the Fire Galley play if you can muster the numbers. But you're kind of already behind as well, which is not doing yourself any favors here. Docks will likely be going down now for both red and orange, and their economies, as mentioned earlier, is going to be set back significantly. Yeah, Weissman probably going for the galleys, hoping to mass absolute numbers and go for the hit and run. But at this point, I'd say for the Franks, just invest into farm eco and land instead and try to compensate for your losses on water. But losing water on this map is huge, so just look at all the fish you're missing out on. We have 3 docks now for the general lake. 10 fire galleys. I think they may be overcompensating a little bit here, which could work into Massive TV's advantage here. But, yeah. Okay, just a moment here. It turns out that Massive TV, they are... let's see if that's the right link. Excuse me for the massing. Okay, that's the wrong link. Sorry. Once more. That should be the correct one. What am I doing wrong here? Excuse me. Okay, that's not working. But anyway, Massive TV is a streaming pub. It's streaming a point of view. So just have a look. An extra exclamation mark. Ah, you're right. Yeah, that's my bad. Let's write that one. If you want to see how they are doing from their point of view, that's it. Yes, now it should be working. Back to the naval fighting, though. Men at Arms, farming generals, at this point dominating water. They're both in the castle age, but Napoleon, straight-ish fast castle here with their castle up right on General Ike's TC as well, neglecting some expansion here on land, getting some lumberjacks. Let's have a look at the Eco KD here, if he got some villager kills as well. Yeah, Eco, yeah, it's been actually not killing any villagers yet, so good reaction from General Ike, I guess. But now look at red up here, Weissman up on the top side here. Expanding with the Franks here, and as we know, Franks, they have instant farm upgrades. Wait, it's still in feudal age? Okay, anyway, instant farm upgrades, which benefits your boom, and he actually relocate. Oh no, did he? Oh, sorry, did he lose the castle HTC here? I was 100% sure I saw Frank's research in castle. He lost the castle HTC. Oh, good recognition from Ben Farms there to deny that starting TC of Weissman and stop them from getting to the next stage. That's a big setback for Massive TV here. They are behind 15 villagers now. But we have Napoleon out with the plumed archers here. Bad choke point here against the Mangonel from Men at Farms, but he's gonna... Napoleon is going to pull away here. And... yeah, finally going for some kills. He didn't get any eco kills yet, but this TC is going to go down, and once it does, that is a lot of free kills for Napoleon here. Farming generals, 20, 30-ish villagers ahead, but that's fish accounted for some of the economy as well. Look at the army numbers as well. This is mainly only naval army for farming generals. So the army situation, not too bad. The actual builder situation ahead for farming generals here for sure. Mangonel defense against plumed archers though. If the orange player is on point here with the micro, which is more than decent, the Mangonel shouldn't work out too well. There we go, dodging it, right? Dying to TC fire though. This TC isn't out completely yet, but if you look at the worker efficiency last minute for General Ike, it's kind of low, so. There is finally the Castle Age for Wiseman as well, and let's have a look at Wiseman's eco here. Floating lots of gold. Wiseman, do we have a market? Yeah, Wiseman has a market, so Wiseman could buy wood and stone as needed for a town center and just keep expanding here. I think that's the plan as well. They have a small pause, could be due to lag issues maybe, or mods or whatever. I think it's paused. Yeah, I can't do anything here. So we'll just give them whatever they need to get it going here. I just hope they don't pause for too long, because if they do, or if the wrong player unpauses, that's going to be an issue for the live spectating. But right now, let's browse through the stats. I think you still can go through the stuff here. I think they are from South America, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. So let's toggle through the stats here. 2 TCs for Napoleon, 1 for Weizmann, 2 for Farms, 2 for General Ike. Where's the... Ooh, so the second TC of General Ike is about to be hit by a castle as well. Impressive play from the cramped area to the left here from Napoleon. It's kind of reminiscent on the first Nomad game here, because then it was men at farms or farming generals pushing back from a cramped position, right? And also Weizmann here in the north is going to do as the previous game, try to expand and get the boom going. Very late Castle Age for the ranks here, but that doesn't really matter if you have all of the right side mapped to yourself, which Weizmann can't know at this point in time. What the hell are those stone walls, by the way? One tile of stone wall would be enough here. That's fun. Okay, they went post. Nice. Even the goose is acting kind of like a wall. Yeah, he's deleting them. You still need a tile here, though. Wild Man Farms has one stray crossbow over here for some reason. How did he get here? Let's see. Green movement over here, but that's only the fire ships. There's so much unscouted area here for actually both teams. So much moving potential over here to the right, and considering that farming generals are controlling the water, they could easily land on this side. Blazu, hello. Francella Loco says go TM. TM are having a good run now. Another castle going up for the Mayans here. Forcing a castle from General Ike here. And he denies it! A whooping 96.63%. Look at that! You could petard this into death now if you're at this side. Nice. It's the second game. Farming Generals won the first one. Farming generals slightly ahead eco-wise, but that's also because of the water situation. They won water. They got the fish here. But on land, they're kind of struggling now. Good tournament, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Military ahead for farming generals, but again, that's fire ships on water. Lots of fire ships. They're controlling water. They have lots of fish going for them. Tjenare man. Hello, Zizu. Zizu. Good evening. No plate, huh? Nomad final for the 1000 to 1250 bracket, indeed. And only the second game, it is a best of 5, so anything can happen. This is Massive TV's first game. First home map, sorry, first home map. One of 5 builders, you can resign again, you know. 105, 106 to 104, very equal equal numbers here. I love this castle from Weissman. That's a fantastic castle because it basically forces green and blue here, farming generals, to move across the water. They need to transport now to get the boom going on land. And look at red here. This stops any land expansion here on the top side. Whereas Weissman is expanding now. Is free to expand across everywhere here. So many woodlands here. Just a couple of tides of walling away here though. Napoleon idling some fishing ships. Should get them back to work, of course. But again, this is just... You can even wall here if you like to, but this castle... You're not gonna get any builders easily past here to contest the land to the sides, and Men at Farms, General Ike, they are in the score lead again, but that is deceiving, because they have so much fish going for them still. That is counting as kind of villagers or eco units, and they have all this naval military as well. Not really providing anything, and let's see this castle fight here. Men at Farms gets the cattle up first with the Celts here. It's gonna stop Napoleon from getting a third cattle up. He deletes it at probably like 70 HP or 70% or something. Not ideal for the Mayans there, but he still has 2 castles to produce these plumed archers, and they are such an annoying unit to have to deal with on land-ish maps, like the case here. Oh, they're even taking out naval ships. Oh, demo! Imagine a demolition ship here now. On the shoreline. That would be nasty. But this castle of World Farms, it also stops Napoleon from easily moving into enemy economy. Same with this square castle here, actually. For the General Ike. And if you want to go really crazy with the convert here, you use the ballista elephant to cut through the woodline or something. Frank's Knights raiding here for Weissman. And we have Men at Farms with the Celt spikes here. They move faster, so that's working into their advantage. But they're also with more than decent upgrades. Same upgrades as Knights, so the pikes in superior numbers should win here. Yeah, good defense. Keeping the small trickle of Knights from Weissman out here. No sign of any PLH for any player here yet. Massive TV now in the lead. They're definitely establishing some land presence here. And everyone's starting islands. They're making use of the starting golds. General Ike is actually out of gold at home. And Men at Farms about to be as well. But he has the stone here for more cattle potentially. Good mining camp as well. So much rest to take to the east, as Moyne says. And there's... It's literally not been scouted by either player yet. That's kind of funny. So yeah, there's lots of gold here. It's a Nomad map curse. I risk sitting here for hours upon hours because of the Nomad tournament, because you're never gonna run out of resources. But Massive TV, Eco Lead, arguably stronger military as well. Axemen now being added by Whiteman to deal with the enemy pikes, and this cattle essentially keeping farming generals at this very little cramped location here. Any player could expand to the sides here though, just use the fact that you control water. At this point, Massive TV, they need to contest water. They need to try and get back on water. There's some sneak docks up over here. For example, get these fishing ships to work. You don't have a dock probably. But, I mean, try to claim back water so that farming generals can't land and establish a boom on this side of the map. Good play of Whiteman indeed to expand in top here and to, again, this castle here is just beautiful spot in terms of stopping the opponents from going in this direction at least. One tile of stone wall here as well. You neglect expansion here, couple of tiles over here, or here maybe. And you make it really tough for farming generals to expand. Still farming generals with the score lead, but that is, again, it's deceiving. They have more kills, but they will place in here as well. They are behind 30 villagers in economy now. They are still ahead in military, pikes, and yeah, some knights here for the Khmer, but kind of hard to identify what's the better. Another DC for Weissman. Weissman is not going to give this one away likely. He's going to establish that fantastic Frank boom, but look at this! General Ike, he is moved over to this side now. He's dropping another dock. He's going to make use of the deep fish here, and there might actually be a way back for Khmer and Celts in this game if they decide to make use of this side of the map, which hasn't been scouted by anyone yet. Weissman, MVP of the tournament. He's doing alright. He's doing good. No argument there. Good raids from Weissman here with the Frank's Knights. Even gonna take out some naval units here, defensive tower maybe. General Ike with some Khmer Knights here with lesser upgrades than the Frank's Knights, but with the Celts pikes mixed in here. That's going to take out Frank's presence for now. Didn't I see Imperial Age here for someone? Men at farms going to imp. That is dangerous. For especially for Napoleon on this side, because if you get trebuchets out now and are able to protect them, you can start taking out these Mayans castles, and suddenly Napoleon will need to go to plan B in terms of army numbers here. He has 29 plume archers and is only 45 seconds away from imp now, which means that Napoleon might still be able to contest trebuchet wars here. Another good castle from Weissman here, protecting this section. And this goose is just guarding this transition. It didn't even bother to stonewall this area here. Arsak, my man, what up, mate? It's semi-drunk casting today, and I'm casting the Nomad Cup final here for now. So I wanted to warm up with your game submission earlier, but updates, you know, and I think the downgrader software isn't ready yet, so we'll get back to that. I have a feeling what your Khmer play is in that game though, Arsak, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard some rumors. Semi-drunk or semi-casting? Yes. That's the best answer I can give. That's not even lying, because I came right from the pub after watching the European Championships. Another town center for Weissman over here on the gold, on the woodlands. Long-term boom here. And it's really just setting up for an amazing Frank's economy. It didn't go Imperial Age yet, but let's have a look at the resources. I'm just missing the gold now. Could sell wood to go up if need be. And I think he has a market, yeah. Going to holiday to Oslo, are you? Oh, I'm leaving Oslo on Friday, Arsak. That's bad timing, man. I'll get around to it. I'll be partly AFK in the throughout July in general. Så du var på puben? Ja, jeg var på puben. Var på Trafalgar. Kind of a... I was a Trafalgar pub, kind of a British style pub, but in Norway. Thursday midday. Nice. Bra stemning. Ja, absolutt. Alright, we have a pause again. Could be lag issues. I wouldn't know. Could be stream cheating. I would never accuse the players of that. Generally in my tournament, I haven't seen it happening. So I trust the players to play their best and do their things. But it leaves me with some time to look at the stats here, which is nice. Napoleon has been killing a lot of villagers here. That explains the villager lead for Massive TV here as well, especially with that ginormous Frank's boom going on here. 2-11. Why stream snipe? I really don't think they are. I really don't think they are. I really don't. What is there to snipe here anyway? It's not like they will get any info to this frontcaster. You're very much on point, Arsak, as well. They can see the map, but they're not going to see much that they don't already know. So I'm not going to accuse anyone of serious sniping, because first of all, in this yellow bracket, Arsak, it's random sib. It was random sib first game, and now it's reverse sibs from the first game. That's the core idea of my. Let's actually. Is it this? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's it. Among other things, that's just the basic rules for the Nomad tournament. So I'm forcing random sieves for game 1 and 2, but game 3 onwards for this best of 5 is going to be hidden sim free pick. A little bit drunk to a season. Okay, glad I'm not the only one, man. Red wine, though. Yeah, it's probably good as well. I'm not a wine person. I prefer the beer, but... Frank's collecting stone for more castles here. Nice. It's a fantastic boom that Winespan has going here, though. They have a 70 villagers lead by now, but Farming Journals have the military. So that's a concern for Massive TB as the game goes on, especially if Napoleon gets pushed back here. But Napoleon is pushing nicely with more trebs, more castles, right? So more trebs production than the opponent. And we're back at it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So how many trebs now? 3 trebs here. They're pushing back castles. They're essentially taking melon farms significantly back here. I like the Celts Onager investment here, but we're still with only 63 builders for melon farms here, right? And this is Blue's core eco. There's a castle up top here, but Knight Pike shouldn't be great against the plumed archers and whatever Wiseman brings out to the field there. They are Khmer Knights, so they're maximum becoming Cavalier here. Jeg burde sove så jækla sent. It's up to you, Zizou. If you want to go to sleep, it's fine, man. There's always the VOD, of course, if you're curious about the result. Yikes, Treb's going down there. Napoleon has lost 2 trebs now, maybe 3 is unpacked this one, which is fine. Knights over here, again cleaning up some Frank's numbers here. 21 knights for the Franks, so Imperial Age on the way. 141 builders. Massive boom for Weissman here, but does Weissman know that green is over here? Outposts going up, but what? Oh, yeah. Wait, that's a green outpost. Never mind, that's green. But he sees the outpost at least, is eventually going to see this reboom over here, or the expansion here. And if Weissman can handle this, and I think he will, it's gonna be rough for General Ike and Men at Arms to get out of the pickle here. And we might be going to a 1-1, which means that we'll have at least 2 more games. So it's gonna be late if you want to see the ending of it, Sisu. It's 3 AM for me as well. But I am a night person, so I'm gonna stay up until the bitter end here. Whatever that might mean. Fully boomed Franks, 140 plus villagers, 28 knights. Celts in Imp, but not able to afford Halberdier by the looks of it. And General Ike with the Khmer investing mainly into Cavalier here. This is too much. I don't think farming generals can get back into this. I don't think they can. They still have the water. They still have that food eco on water, especially Khmer eco here, farms, food, everything. But they're fighting 100 more villagers here. They're almost being matched in military numbers now. I think this is Moscow TV's game on their home map here. Best of 5. Yeah. I mean, never say never though. This castle might go down and Napoleon might be pushed off the edge of the map here, but I think, to be honest, I think Weissman with the Franks here can carry this alone, because at this point naval control doesn't matter that much anymore. You could go into... I think Khmer gets cannon galleons, so you could contest a lot of the land buildings here with cannon galleons, but... I think it's NA against Argentina, so tough luck, Akkal. Yeah, I know, it was the best moment for them to play. Oh. Good dodge. Nice, Napoleon, you evaded that one. Good dodge again, losing only 1 plume there. That's the plume dodge, so annoying. We don't have ridiculous numbers here, but we're queuing more, I think. And if you get to a significant mass of elite plume archers, they're just a pain. They could even focus down on yours. So, oh, that choke point not working into Plume's favor, but they dodge again. Good work from Napoleon there. Menfar's over here. And Weissman losing the numbers battle here against General Ike. General Ike is succeeding with the Khmer cavalry because he's simply outnumbering the Franks here, which is impressive considering the boom that Weissman has here. He's floating a lot of wood, sadly. Could transfer some of this wood into food and gold miners, and suddenly he'd be able to easily outmass the Khmer here and get to Paladin as well. But right now, General Ike is fighting back. 36 Cavaliers. Defensive castle going up, but the offensive castle and Franks is also gonna go up here. Yeah, I agree. Frank Paladin's plan with some Trebs and Blues could win this, and the Franks boom is undeniably miles ahead of everyone else here. Just look at Men at Arms builder count here. Still on Pikemen, making some onagers, but we'll have to rely on some lucky hits then to take out the plumes, right? Because they're so speedy. While we have Franks with 100 plus villagers, but admittedly an unbalanced eco here. These guys could be farmers, and suddenly you're in a position to spam light cab or cavalier and get to Paladin ASAP here. But 231 to 128 villagers, that eco alone should be enough to win this game for Massive TV. They are falling behind the military though. And Napoleon is losing more and more terrain. Maybe, just maybe, if Napoleon is completely defeated here, let's say that's an error, but it's far away from that yet. But let's say that Napoleon gets defeated there. Maybe that will lead Massive TV to believe that they are in a losing spot here, but they are so ahead here. 50 military ahead. Sorry, 60 villagers ahead still, and that Frank's boom castle going up here as well. The problem with the positioning here is that Napoleon will be losing most of the base here, and with the castle and walls in between here, it's not going to be easy for Whiteman to help. Yeah, good night, Sisu. Thanks for stopping by anyway in the late night. Let us leap off that wine. Good luck with the stream. Thanks as well. Also, look at all the red across the map here. TC kind of being contested here. This castle went down somehow. So General Ike, I can't believe Farming Generals are still in the score lead here. Are they going to take this again with their, like the previous game, such awkward positioning? Let's play then. Yeah, let's play. Absolutely. When you're back, happy to. Wow, they're really taking Napoleon out of the game. A light cab on the way for Wiseman now, losing villagers as well. I think that expansion to the right has been working wonders for General Ike here. General Ike has been able to establish a Khmer positioning to the right hand side. Let's have a look at the relics just for science as well. I don't see any relics collected at all for either player. KD positive for Men Farms. Very negative for General Ike here, but General Ike still outnumbering Wiseman with the Cavaliers here. I don't believe it. Khmer Cavalier outnumbering, beating the Franks here in the production, and they call it. I mean, I get it. Napoleon in a very awkward spot here. He's been walled off as well early on. Not really able to coordinate and work together with the Franks. You don't get the plumes over from this side over to the other to work together with the Franks cavalry. But Wiseman with this 140 villagers boom, just better dispositioning of resources here. If you plant 20 more farms and task some of the lumberjacks to gold as well, you could get to Paladin in no time and just beat Khmer into oblivion. Worst, you could even go into Halberdy here as the Franks to deal with the Khmer military official. But the biggest concern here for Massive TV or TM is that they allowed, having the map control, that they allowed General Ike to establish a presence over on this side. Sure, farming generals, they held water, so they could transport over here, but just get some outpost up, get some scouting up, just make sure that your opponent isn't able to relocate from this very cramped spot in the middle here. So, but GG well played, by all means. This match could have gone either way. 147 Cavaliers made for Wiseman here. So we're going to see Massive TV's second home map, Farming Generals up 2-0. It is certainly demoralizing to be down 2-0. You know you have to win the 3 next games. And funnily enough, Water Nomad didn't get banned, so we might see Water Nomad and Free Simpic next, and that could switch things up a bit if either of the teams have Water Nomad prepared thoroughly here. Just a quick look at the APM chart here as well, and we'll be getting on to the next game. So let's see what they say next here. What's your favorite Nomad map to play yourself, Akkal? A standard Nomad, I think. Land Nomad is high up there as well, but that tends to go more into the standard meta play more often than not, so I guess Nomad, the classic Nomad with water all around, that's the favorite. We did play Islands Nomad, or Team Islands Nomad, for a community game a few weeks back, and that was just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, standard Nomad. I think I like that the best. Let me see if they sent me the lobby ID. I think they did. Classic Nomad is more fun than land Nomad. Absolutely, absolutely. Because the naval play brings another dimension to it. And it speeds up the early game, right? You get that fish food eco to boost your start. And you're generally going up earlier or facilitating the fast cattle, while having to decide whether you should focus on land or water. Oh, okay. Water Nomad. So I was actually talking about potential for Water Nomad. So let's just go into it. Spectate with CA. Yeah, so delay. That's to be expected as well. It's fine. What do we get to look at the Sibs here? Vikings for Napoleon. Portuguese for Whiteman. While Byzantines and Portuguese for Minute Farms and General like. I don't know what the Byzantines picked though, because but maybe it's good because you have the faster firing fire galleys. My concern with Byzantines here is that they don't have any early eco bonuses at all, so that could slow down your fuel age timing a little bit. And fuel age is just crucial for what Nomad. Look at this messy map. Look at the starting stuff here. Portuguese for the shared division. Both teams have that. But you start with how many fish? I think 5 fish or 13 pop you started anyway, so you need to drop house, TC, and dock immediately to get your eco started. So Massive TV certainly have prepared this one. We have TM or Massive TV in the south here. I'm not loving this TC spot, but it provides easy walling here to the edge. Could be useful. Yeah, Portuguese makes it even more messy. Yeah, I hate Portuguese for Nomad starts, at least when it's random, because you see everything. But yeah, this start, not loving it. You can wall off here, which limits aggression, but you're very cramped towards the edge of the map as well, so if you're forced into a corner here, you can't really escape to the south. Napoleon, on the other side, also close to the edge, but not as close. TC on the woodland, of course, and also the gold. I love that. Gold close to the TC. That's going to be very significant for your early galleys or ships production. Men at Farms and General Like up north here. I think both of these players are seasoned Nomad players. They were seed 6 and TM seed 8, but Men's Farms has been playing in Both of my previous 1v1 tournaments actually played in Nomad last year in November, if I remember correctly, and also played in my open season tournament in January this year, or starting January this year. But most notably, Nomad tournament last year, where Water Nomad was in the pool. General Ike didn't play in any of mine thus far, I think, but he did play in a Nomad tournament recently in the raiding party Nomad Cup, which was also a 1v1 Nomad tournament with an elo cap of 1350. And I think Water Nomad may have been an option there as well, so it's both these guys should be familiar with Water Nomad. But as for the other teams here, Weissman and Napoleon, this is their home map. I'm sure they're picking Water Nomad for a reason here, hopefully to tick off their opponent and get some stuff going. Look at Men at Farms scouting the area, finding the TC and dock of Weissman here. Nice. Buffalo block, but scouting complete. Look at the scouting. Very nice scouting here from green and blue, actually. Yeah, they're flaring the location of red TC now, and I think they found orange as well. Wow, they're prepared here. They're using the fishing ships to scout and get going. You lost against Men at Arms as raiding part in the Cup. Ah, I see. Oh, I didn't know Men at Arms played it as well, but okay, so both of them did them. So they definitely got some Nomad experience. Look at all the buffaloes. We see Napoleon scouting as well is looking for the location of green, I presume, because they already know that blue is over here. It's very important to gather some intel. Massive TV going up to the village earlier, that is crucial for Water Nomad. If you can get to the galleys production earlier, Vikings and Portuguese, Vikings providing cheaper docks, Vikings having cheaper battleships as well, I think, enable armies, and Portuguese gold discount on any unit. So important to be up earlier on the Water Nomad. If you can outmass the enemy with galleys, there's not much your opponents can do, even if they're going to feudal age with stronger eco here. So we'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for Massive TV for the uptimes here, but the placement of red is a concern as well. Could easily be pushed off here. And the production, general production is going to be important here. 3 on gold, but only... I mean, 3 on gold you aren't going to be able to produce out of both docks here. Why aren't you producing any galleys out of... Okay, on one dock. Yeah, you need more gold here if you're Wiseman. You really need to keep that production going. If you have multiple docks and you're up early to the village, you have to make sure you are able to produce against the opponent here. Farming generals on the way up and the naval situation, sure, they're producing out of 2 docks here. It could be enough, hopefully it is. But we have Portuguese and Byzantines here, so Portuguese with cheaper ships for men at farms as well. They're walling. They're walling a lot here. Which could be a concern. Investing into walls, wood into walls rather than naval armies here. But they are going to the feudal age with a stronger eco as well. 0 on gold for men at arms, which is surprising to me. Defensive. Are you tower rushing yourself, or what's going on here? Ah, you're at Caravel. Caravel plus fires. Should be good. Because Caravels for the Portuguese, they both get them. But against the Vikings, if you have access to Caravels, that's basically the best counter to longboats. I get the tower. But I don't get the walls right now. So it's not like Man Farms is under any serious threat here, but he certainly keeps the gold safe-ish from Galleys attack here. Knows Galleys is coming his way. But the walls, not necessarily. That's something you would do for offensive towers, so that villagers can't just batter them down easily. Man Farms, only one producing galleys for now. Not sure what General Ike is up to. He's gonna... Yeah, he has 2 docks up, but not producing at all here. Could be a fast cattle approach, which could be hurtful when the opponents have 13 military to 5 here already. Not a great situation to be in here for farming generals. Then again, if farming generals lose this map, they will get their first home map. And the second home map after that as well, so... Good either way. And keep in mind that neither team, banned Water Nomad. So they both must have some experience with Water Nomad. If they really didn't want to play it, they'd ban it for the best of 5 final. Oh, that's some very good aggression from Napoleon here. Napoleon stays on the woodland of both players, no less, denying the woodlands of both green and blue here. General Ike, this is greedy. He's going to the Castle Age. He's gonna go for the fire ships here with the Byzantines, but look at the numbers, 22 to 8. Looking purely at the military numbers here, I'm rooting for Massive TV here. Even if they just stay forever feudal age here, they have such a huge military lead. So if they play the map properly here, deny the proper resources, take the enemies of gold, of wood, of whatever you need to take, even the walls didn't complete here, then they are in still in a good spot here. 69 to 59 builders as well. And just, excuse me, overall in a good spot here for Massive TV. General Ike up to the Cat Age, 24 builders only. He did lose some fishing ships as well, or eco units. Eco kid is 73, 10 eco units killed from Massive TV, which explains the lead here as well. With comparable idleness times here between all of them. 22 to 9 military from Massive TV here certainly have their civilizations and units planned here. We're getting a pause here. Is it stream snipe time again? Nah, it's fine. Just joking about it because I honestly don't think either of the teams would do such a thing. They've been nothing but forthcoming and friendly throughout the tournament. Nothing to suggest any desire to stream snipe after all. Fire ships should do really well. Yeah, you're right. If the fire ships get close to the galleys, that's the thing. Galleys with fletching for Massive TV here, or for TM rather. They can still hit and run against small numbers, but let's say General Ike gets to 10, 12 fire ships here. That's definitely going to be a concern, because eventually you're going to catch up. And the galleys only have... What? Oh, it's Portuguese galley, it has extra HP, but I mean, still have limited hit points. So they will If you get close, you're gonna burn the map with the fire ships. But it's more of a power spike in the Imperial Age really, with the fast fire ships for the Byzantines. But Byzantines fire 25% faster. The fire galleys fire ships, fast fire ships. And considering that you could chase them to the edge of the map here, if you're somehow able to get a surround or a trap, you could do some serious damage along the way. Okay, we're back live. Same goes for oh, never mind. Same goes for demolition ships if you get to it in the end. Is this? Let me check my. I'm assuming this is the GG. Okay, it's a drop. It's not a GG. Excuse me. It is a restore from where they left off. Dave, thank you so much for the raid. We are currently casting my Nomad Cup, but this is the lowest elo bracket in the tournament. I had five different elo brackets, and this is the 1000 to 1250 elo bracket final. It's live, and we're currently in game 3 here, but they needed to restore on Water Nomad here, so we'll see where it goes from here. So I'm gonna look for the restore here. Thanks for the follow, Infinite Panda. We're just gonna store that one. Hopefully we can find it. Stay and enjoy Nomad, indeed. Yes. Water Nomad, in fact, is on right now, but they okay, we don't have it anymore, but they had to restore for the Water Nomad game, and the team that is currently down 2-0, they seem to be in a good spot at their Water Nomad game for their second home map. So we'll see how it plays out here. I'll just still be on the lookout for the restore here. Could be a ridiculous waiting time for the restore as well, because that tends to happen with restoring. But we'll get there. I know they're waiting for. I hope they can restore, because it would be a pity for Mouse VTB to have to restart being in a good position. I'm gonna look for the number again and try to find their restore to continue the game here. And if they launch already, oh, we got it. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's spectate with CA and stop out. Sorry. Pick up where we left off. Sorry, it's getting late here in Norway. It's 3:15 by now, but I'm committing to my own Nomad tournament, of course. Don't mind the Britons. It's really not Britons. They are restoring here. And we'll just pick up where they left off. I'll just hover over the ratings here if you can see them. I think you can see them on the screen here. That should be the different team players. Here we go. Okay, let's go to Capture H. And pick up where we left off. Tiny bit of lag here restoring, but that's to be expected. Weissman, or one of these guys, I don't remember if it's Weissman or Napoleon, but one of them lost the internet connection, so they had to restore. That's the idea here. Farming generals with General like just reaching. Oh, they restored a bit back here actually. So we're actually restoring from a point before the drop happened. So just follow up here and see what's going on here with Napoleon and Weissman here. They still have a significant military lead here, right? They have lots of galleys. And they're up against fire galleys now from the Byzantines. General Reich going for a cattle approach here, barely making a military before Cattle Age. And look at him shredding these galleys now. So if he gets close, he's gonna be able to take out these galleys, no problem here. But we do have Weissman going to the Castle Age here as well, and 215 is going to beat Men at Farms to hit. They just have to hit and run here and diminish the numbers of fire ships as best they can here. Yeah, good micro there from Weissman, and Masvi TV in the lead here now, 18-13 score, just slightly ahead of the green here. Or the farming generals. This could still go either way, honestly, but Masvi TV, they have the military superiority. They are going to Castle Age with a stronger economy, and they have more military, so they are set up nicely here. But, you know, if you just get one demolition raft or ship close to this, anything could change in just a moment. If you have a perfectly timed demolition ship hit in here on the galleys, or in the resources, on the woodline here, these guys on the gold, anything, and just could just switch things up just with the snap of the fingers here. So it's yeah, that's just water Nomad for you. You don't want to get you don't want to let Byzantines mass up on these fire ships, though. Just try and pick off deals on damage while you can here. Not the most impressive production from General Ike here, though. It's at 7 fire ships currently, while Weissman now just reached the Castle Age and will be getting that War Galley upgrade. Ships on the TC just seems so wrong. Yeah. Agreed. And they actually have a second Byzantine TC going up here for the General Ike. Well, such a boomer, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 10 seconds. Oh! Never mind. I was gonna say it's gonna take the fight before War Galley here, but that's nice. That's perfect. Missing Bodkin Arrow though, which is important for range and damage output here for Weissman. Is struggling with food and gold to justify that one. No market for Weissman, so he can't use that excess gold to buy food to go to Bodkin either. But hopefully it's not that far off. It really needs that food. I think Weissman needs to uncure a couple of villagers and he'll be able to afford Bodkin Arrow, no problem here. So, priorities, I think. Get that upgrade, it's so important. You need Bodkin Arrow for extended damage output here. We have Napoleon on the other side, harassing the woodline of Men at Farms here. War Galley just around the corner. Men at Farms just halfway to the Castle Age here. And losing quite a bit along the way here. No eco kills at all for farming generals here, so they are in a bit of a pickle here in this match. They are struggling to keep up to the numbers. Masvi TV twice the military numbers, stronger military, 40 war galleys to the puny little 90 in total military of farming generals here. War galley is in for Napoleon as well. He's going to pick off quite a few of the galleys of men and farms here. Even with the Portuguese HP bonus, you're gonna struggle here. But again, don't let the fire ships get too close here. Wiseman losing some numbers, but also hitting and running here. But lacking Bodkin Arrow, it's so important here for Wiseman to have Bodkin Arrow. Would much more easily pick off enemy numbers here. That said, the General Ike does not have careening researched yet, which boosts the armor of the ships as well. So it could have been worse for Weizmann here if the fire ships had careening. Nevertheless, Master TV, military domination, second home map for Master TV here, and it goes to 2-1. Which means we'll see farming generals first home map. Let's have a quick look at the stats, but we're missing the opening stats here due to a restore. So don't trust the KD and everything here, just let's just move along and have a... Yeah, it doesn't make sense, these stats, without the full picture. I'm going to go into the actual game and show you these stats. Maybe the records everything. It's the same situation, maybe. Yeah, I think it is. No, it records everything. Okay, so let's have a look at score, overall score, TM. They had it the whole way. They were much quicker to the field age, getting to mass those galleys earlier on and outnumber the enemies from the river. Caesar, I thought you were sleeping. Who raided? Dave did. So thank you very much again for Dave AOE for the raid. Could run a shout out as well, because why not? But basically it's mostly Dave's people here anyway, but just in case anyone doesn't follow Dave, that's the one. I think he was playing controller today. He plays AoE 2 with controller, which is madness on its own, and he's also managed to break the 1500 ELO mark in 1v1 with a controller, which is even more crazy. Says something about speed not mattering as much as efficiency. Here we see the uptimes, Feudal Age almost 2 minutes ahead for TM here, so not much to say about that. They did good work at this second home map here. Can't sleep. Know the feeling bad. Again. Just let me have a look at if they send me the next ID here. Yeah, they may not have it sorted yet. So we're going to game 4 here. If farming generals win this one, they are the champions of the 1000 to 1250 section. And it is there. Oh, it's Land Nomad. Land Nomad is the first home map of farming generals here. So it's Hidden Civ, free pick. It's Hidden Civ free pick, but no reuse from the previous game. Just actually, I'm gonna remind them. I'm just gonna remind them just to be on the safe side here. Akkal may or may not have. Didn't send me anything yet. Not yet. Akkal with capital letters. Yeah, that's, ooh, really? That's a high rank. What was it called instead? Akkal or the General Ike or whatever here. Uh. Let's go to AOE2.net and see if we can find it there. What is my Windows hotkey thingy? Look. Yeah, they sent me they sent me the lobby ID. Perfect. Oh, so I know they Big Land Nomad. Okay, they didn't launch it. It is hidden Civ, so we won't be seeing any Civs here. But I could scroll over the ratings again just to show them. PM here, seed 8 in the tournament, and farming generals, seed 6. I based it on an average of the collected average rating of the team players. So the seeding at first glance looks a little bit weird for many, but it has turned out positive, I think, in terms of like overall for equality of matches, and we had some upsets with the Nomad tournament rules and whatnot, but right. Thanks, Seahorse Gallop, for the follow. Much appreciated. I'm just gonna hover over the ranks here again, and then we'll hopefully dive into the live game once they go for it. Like such a Smurf man. But he's teaming up with a teammate with consistent 1200s win rate, so I'm confident that they are in the right yellow rate. Here we go. Spectate with CA. Fantastic new feature added with the most recent patch. If you have Capture Age installed, you just go with this one and just wait for the match to launch, of course, once they are ready. Where am I? Here I am. Akkal-AOE. No. Let's try again. Oops, sorry. I'll be fast forwarding a little bit once we get into the game because I'll be a little bit behind from the live here. That's it. Let's just give them a moment to get going here now. There we go. Land Nomad, guys. This is Farming General's first home map. Keep in mind now that the players have had hidden Civ pre-pick, except for the fact that the civilizations from Game 3 cannot be reused. Civilizations for your team cannot be reused for this game. Which means that Portuguese Vikings is out of the question for TM, and Portuguese Byzantines is off limits for Men at Arms General Ike. But we have Mongols here from Napoleon, we have Weissman with the Chinese, whereas we have General Ike with the Teutons and Men at Arms also with the Mongols here, so a Mongols mirror. That's the hidden Civ pre-pick playing in here, as they are getting a grasp of the map on Land Nomad here, and this is a map that could potentially go on for a long while because of all the extra resources, gold, stones, whatnot here, wood lines, safe trade routes in the corner if you're able to contest and secure them. But look at the starting spots here, it might not be that bad. We have General Ike here with the Teutons over here. And if I remember correctly, he had a good showing with Teutons, a massive boom and lots of knights in the semi-final. General Ike with the Teutons. So that might be a reuse here. Whereas we have Napoleon with the Mongols down here, quite close to General Ike. Both of them close to the edge of the map, which is not going to work into either of their favors. But let's say you get some early scouting down here. If you're General Ike, you could actually wall here, here, and arguably here if you're even allowed. And you suddenly confine Napoleon to a very small piece of the map here. Is it live? That's weird. Why are you writing like a Luigi just for fun? You're Norwegian, not Italian, just for fun, so you better work on your English language writing skills. Yeah, it's live, man. And it's game 4 in a best of 5 here between Farming Generals and Massive TV. Farming Generals' first loss the previous game. Now going for their first home map, which is Land Nomad. I have to say, I love, even if it's close to the edge of the map, I love Weissman's position here. It's just begging to get the free boom down here, which I hope that the Farming Generals will contest. That's gonna be weird. Yes, indeed. So Weissman here. If Napoleon succeeds in keeping his 2 enemies busy here in the north side, which might very well happen, we'll have a Chinese free boom to the south here, and Chinese, they have so many options. They can go cavalry, they can go unique unit to Chukonu, they could go siege, they shine in the mid-late Castle Age, I'd say Chinese, but not at all bad. They have so many options, so many easy switches if need be to react to whatever the opponents are doing. So we have Mongols mirror here, obviously no significant difference here. Actually, Men at Arms in the north here set up nicely for extending to the right side as well, so maybe we'll see Men at Arms with a free boom here as well. So never say never. This could go into Farming General's favor as well on their home map, and the main part of the fighting will probably be going down here in the western corner of the map here, where General Ike's job will be to do his very best to neglect Napoleon's expansion here. Like we saw on, for example, the Pilgrims match a few matches back, where Napoleon and Weissman were really far apart. They were doing great in terms of land map control, but due to Napoleon's placement close to the edge of the map, or Weissman, I don't remember, I think it was Napoleon, expansion proved really hard, especially with the water control of farming generals, so it was really tough for Napoleon to survive the pressure, even with good aggression earlier in the game. Got pushed off the map eventually. So Mongols seeding some farms here. Boar situation. Oh, I missed that boar by one tile. That's so unfortunate for Napoleon here. Does maybe know about the hunt here, so that could be milled if you're Napoleon here. No player on the way to the village yet, and especially that General Ike with Teutons here seems to be off to a nightmare start here with only 15 villagers now. Maybe the TC went up very late as well, but also the idle TC time here. Not a very pretty eco situation to start off here for the General Ike. So a couple of houses going up here. It's seen this house foundation, but that's about it. I don't really have any significant idea about the placements here. One boar here for Men Farms hasn't really been taken. He's Mongols. He needs to capitalize on that hunt bonus. It's going up at 21 pop though. Going to match Weissman's 20 pop with Chinese here. That is early as well for Chinese, and it's surprising then that Men at Farms keeps up with this. But that the fact that Chinese start without any food has been taking its toll on Weissman's start here. Why pick Chinese if you fear you won't be able to keep up with the food to avoid idle time though? Not a stellar start with Chinese here. 1 minute 20 seconds idle time, allowing Mongols to almost match your uptime, even with one villager more going up here. Oh, I think General Ike has realized that Napoleon is down here. He's walling off again. So Napoleon's only escape here is here and here, if these palisades go up. So again, like I said at the early stage of the game, you don't want to start this close to the edge of the map. Because you risk situations like this where you're basically being walled off the map by your opponent. And I'm not sure if it's intentional or not by General Ike here, probably not. Yeah, he's just walling for his own protection here, but I mean, a little bit more scouting here for the General Ike, and he'll see that orange is down here. You use a builder, use whatever to get some grasp for the map here, and then you'll be if you place a gate here, place a couple of houses here. Napoleon is just stuck with barely any gold, barely any wood, stone, etc. Chinese are slowly even without the extra saves or the extra builds, I guess you mean. It's true. 1 minute 30 seconds idle time. That is just slightly more idle time than what you need to match your opponents in terms of villager numbers. What is this? 23 pop castle age for Men at Farms. This is sick. This is crazy. It's making some archers. I don't love the archers idea at all here, because Men at Farms is so far away from everyone here. Archers don't make sense. Go just stall it until the castle age now and go cavalry archers at least. Archers, they just don't make sense. If you don't have scouting, if you don't know the enemy location, and you have this kind of scouting, you know the enemy is far away, why not just go for the mobility? Go even for the Mongols' knights or camels here. with your Castle Age advantage. General Reich going up to the Feudal Age with 25 pop here, so yeah, roughly same idle time as the Chinese. Massive TV actually kind of a bit of village lead here, but we also have one player going to the Castle Age here, which is going to be a concern. Scouts for both players on TM here. Good for the mobility. Decent for your eco as well, I guess, to not spend any gold. But Napoleon's situation down in the corner here, though. Let's have a look at the economy, overall economy. Napoleon, 400 food away from the Castle Age here. Weizmann nowhere near that transition. While Ike will be going to the Castle Age as well. Fast Castle, I think that's a good call on that Nomad. It is Farming General's home map after all as well. But what I don't understand is the continued Archers investment of Bennett Farms. They want to go pretty classic meta style crossbow knight play here, I guess, with the Teutons providing knights. But just look at the distance, it's so far off. At least Bennett Farms is adding the second TC here. And going to boost those villager numbers and the economy for whatever follow-up. It's not a ridiculous archers investment either. It's just like 6 archers going to become crossbows, maybe not. But they're just not doing anything. I'm not sure what to... I mean... At least have your teammates send a scout out or something to get an idea of the map here. Napoleon with the scout out here. Napoleon now house walling the sides here and trying to secure himself here, but that's gonna backfire, I think, because yeah, you still risk being walled in if your opponent realizes that something is going on there. Oh, villager down for Napoleon here. Bring in the boar. Maybe it's getting late for these guys as well. Losing a villager to Gaia there. Men at Farms is more idle this time, but keep in mind that Men at Farms has 2 town centers up. There's the Catlate for General Ike as well, now producing the knight. So it's going to be knight archers play here, knight crossbow play for farming generals, but the clock is ticking here now to deal some actual damage. They're ahead, no question about it. They're ahead in terms of tech, in terms of military numbers, but they need to deal damage with those numbers. Because in the meantime, Napoleon here is going to go for the cast drop here with the Mongols, and presumably go straight for the Mangudai here. So General Reich is on point here with the stables. He obviously sees this castle going up. It's right in his face, but he doesn't have enough knights to deny this. I think he doesn't have enough. Quick walls from Napoleon. Nice. Yeah, I think that has to go up. Or spearmen out as well for the Mongols. Cattle might go up, but not at any cost here. General Reich reacting here, pulling his villagers away and going for another gold source. Probably gonna go over here, maybe even drop a town center. Yeah. Yeah, straight Mangudai for Napoleon, not necessarily the best call. On the other hand, good call against Teutons, because Teutons Kryptonite, it is kind of the ranged units thingy. Whiteman with the scouts here, but they're not allowed to go in there. They could even be trapped here if General Ike drops a gate or whatnot here. Crossbow in from Men Farms now. I still don't understand the extended crossbow investment here. Just go for the mobility. It's a big map. It's a large distance. Just go for knights, scouts, even cavalry archers. Mongols have faster firing cavalry archers. So that's definitely a play they could benefit from. Garrisoning the TC here now for the General Like is taking out a couple of the scouts, and these aren't a threat anymore. 39, 31 villagers for Masvi TV, 44, 37 for farming generals, so 10 villagers lead or so for farming generals, with neither player having wheelbarrow. Mangada numbers increasing, that could be a concern for the Teutons, but I mean, Men at Farms might as well get into Mangada eventually as well, so whoever masses the most Mangada here will be in a better spot, I guess. It's a kind of a Mongol's mirror between the teams here. Second TC for the Chinese as well, extending on the economy here, and slight military lead for Masvi TV here, raiding with those Mangudai. So, good score situation for TM here, actually, or for Masvi TV, depending. Scouting situation much better, or who's it better for, actually? Yeah, scouting situation definitely better for TM. I like their position here now, forcing a panic defensive cattle from General Ike here. And yeah, numbers going down. Let's see the EcoKD 5-7, not horrible. But General Ike certainly going to struggle a little bit with the economy here long term. As a third TC, that's the thing here. General Ike is keeping his opponents busy, trying to focus on Teutons, while Men at Farms gets a fantastic free boom here with the Mongols. So that's something that Men at Farms really should capitalize on here. Having the map access, not just walling off, just should extend to the sides here as well. Get some cattle up, get to the Mangadai as well. Alternatively, get more ranges up, go for the cavalry archers. Defensive castle goes up for the General Ike here. And farming generals with a convincing eco lead here with 97 to 88. Still no wheelbarrow for either team here. Better eco upgrades for Masvi TV. But we will need some counter damage from farming generals here to switch these things up. Good raids now from Weissman, going for the Chinese knights here, because why not? It's not like Teutons are going to provide any great number of knights anytime soon. If need be, the Chinese could go into camels here to hold off the Teutons as well. So yeah, first castle now going down from Men at Farms. I think it stays up because there's enough crossbows here to defend. So what's the Knights' situation? Let's see the red Knights. They have +2 defense, so they'll hold up nicely against the crossbows here. HP-wise, probably comparable here as well. Hold on, let's have a look. Yeah, HP-wise comparable. I think the Knights can easily, even being weakened here... maybe they shouldn't take it. They could take it though if need be against Men at Farms here. General Ike relocating to the north here. We see Napoleon in full boom mode here as well, dropping DCs left and right here on golds, on stones. And suddenly it's looking decent for Masvi TV here. They will be matching the eco situation and militarism. Very even, I have to say, at this point. So again, this is a game that could go either way here. Crossbows cleaning up the remaining few knights here. Wiseman now down to 10 knights, committing to the knights still here. About 2, 3. Out of the yeah, double stables here. 3 knights in queue total. So this comes down to who's gonna get the Imperial Age first here, I think, and in that sense I kinda favor the Teutons here with the cheaper farms and ease of farms placement to make that transition. Look at the gold, it's not like General Reich is struggling for gold either, just needs these farms to kick in. And if General Reich manages to get to Imperial Age first here, that is goodbye Napoleon's first castle here and no more Mangudai. And you could easily push the rest of this area as well with some support from the teammates. So, but Napoleon, it's thinking ahead. Wait, that's not Napoleon, it's Weissman. Well, they're both thinking ahead here, grasping more of the map here with town centers on neutral resources. I like the expansion of Masvi TV here, but and without it going at the expense of the rest of the military and eco. It's so even right now. It could go either way. But these Mangudai forward for Napoleon, accompanied by Weissman, could also be dangerous for men at farms here. Still only with crossbows. Mongols crossbows, pending the eventual Mangudai addition, of course. And eco situation closer to the Imperial Age, after all, for the blue player, as the TC number 4 goes up in this very compact base here. Yeah, I think the overall eco planning is better for farming generals here. Alright, so TC over here goes up, all of the right side of the map. Still that scouting, I love the scouting of TM here, compared to farming generals with slightly limited scouting on the home map here. Won't see ballistics for blue, yeah, makes sense for the crossbow investment and everything, but at this point, Imperial Age and Trebuchets could make a big difference here, especially against the other Mongols player, right? Or even Elite Mangudai if you have the eco, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Good engagement here, delaying this castle at least from for the General Reich, but this is also a very awkward choke point. I'll see the crossbows here. Man at Farms sees these numbers moving in there. It's gonna come in. Yeah, they're pulling away. Nice. Yeah, so the crossbows are here to protect this castle. Still, Napoleon taking the chance here, sniping even more villagers. Let's see the stats here. General like losing a lot here. Napoleon and Weissman 2013 Eco KD, but now wasting Mangudai. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Mangudai with yeah, many unnecessary losses there. We see husbandry and lowlands is probably in for these guys, but unnecessary losses here, trying to delay this castle. There's lots of Mangudai going on. Look at that, 5 Mangudai left for Napoleon here. Could be 15, 20 at this point, if not taking that fight and delaying that castle. I don't think it makes sense to delay this castle lead match and sacrifice Mangudai, unless you know that these guys are on the way to Imperial Age. But the player in the Imperial Age now is Men at Farms. Another castle going up. Mangudai numbers pretty decent as well, still keeping the crossbows. Good work at Men at Farms here to keep the crossbow numbers alive, so to speak. Oh wait, raids in the north here. Good raids from Weissman here, but the scores are... Yeah, they're shifting. They're very, very even here still. We have Weissman with a fantastic Chinese boom down south here. 5 TCs now. And Napoleon with 3 castles. The problem here is that we have melon farms in the Imperial Age already. And essentially meaning that these castles could go down as quickly as they went up. Because you have the opportunity of adding crabs. So only 1 trebuchet for melon farms though. You need more. And we also need General Ike in the Imperial Age here to fortify or work together to deal with this. That is an ambitious castle for Weissman with Trebs already out. Imperial Age. This castle doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense when Melon Farms is in Imperial Age. This is going to be dealt with so quickly and smoothly. There's not. This is so ambitious. There's virtually no army protecting this castle going up, and I mean, I'm sure Melon Farms is busy here with the Arbalest and Mangudai or anything, but these guys are just, they're just stones throw away from here. We even have the skirmishers or Arbalests here hitting with chemistry and whatnot here, and here they go. It's just waiting for the last minute here, just giving the captor the suspense of seeing this castle not going up here. Please wall in the foundation as well, just to make sure that the Chinese castle doesn't go up here. This side, we have a Treb out for Melon Farms. 1 castle at risk of going down here for Napoleon, but forcing some panic repairs here, adding Trebs, adding Mangudai. We'll see how it turns out for them. This match still was possible on the castle. Yeah, it's going down rapidly, isn't it? Or did you mean the red castle here? Yeah, that's not gonna go up. Okay, suddenly I'm liking Farming General's position again here. Fantastic boom for Weissman. Borderline over boom here, but I mean, if you get a good enough boom with Chinese, I guess you could carry through raids and everything. But the Mangudai and Arbalest of... Whatever happened to the Arbalest? Where are they? They're here. Oh, look how close they are to the knights here. Oh, they could shred all the knights here if they find them. 44 knights and counting for the Chinese here. Oh, Melon Farms, you need to chase the knights numbers, or you're gonna work together against the Mongols over here, aren't you? So Napoleon is presumably the highest rated player of the two here. Is in the 1350s, I think, currently. And with a decent chunk of Mangudai here as well. Is in the Imperial Age getting chemistry, has bracer, has all of that jazz. But now guess what? Okay, that is a good call from Melon Farms after all here to try and diminish the Mangudai numbers. That's honestly the most important thing on land Nomad. Don't allow the Mongols players to get to a nasty mass of elite Mangudai. And this castle stays up, so good work of Napoleon to keep it going. He's also still keeping green and blue busy here to allow Weissman to boom, and here comes the castle in the middle. Again, we might be looking at the long game here, but the knights here, Imperial Age on the way for Weissman is wasting. Weissman, you're becoming waste man here, wasting your knights before Imperial Age here. 40 knights, about to be maybe 20 total at the point of reaching Imperial Age. And if you're committing to these numbers, you need to get to Cavalier or something. Diminishing the Mangudai numbers though, so okay, it's not the worst fight ever. It's actually surprising turnout for Weissman there, wasting so many knights, but at least the diminishing Melon Farms elite Mangudai numbers. Massive TV now 55, military to 18. Okay, maybe they're getting back into it here somehow. They have half of the map here, so it's certainly not over. But okay, Imperial Age for the Chinese here as well, 142 villagers. Big boom for red here. And of course, the teammate Napoleon has been giving a Viceman all the time in the world to boom here as well. They are with a decent chunk of Magadai here now for Napoleon, but no Elite Magadai. Parthian Tactics on the way, Cavalier on the way for the remaining knights here. 5 stable knights. Ridiculous. Boom for Massive TV. Massive TV takes it and will be going to a game 5 here. And Farming General's second home map. Wow. I thought they had it there for a moment with the momentum, but wasting all this Magadai for Men and Farms. Probably expecting a better fight against the Knights of the Chinese there. And Napoleon keeping green and blue busy, allowing Iceman the big boom here. They may be looking at the score. I don't think it was entirely over here, but they're losing lots of map control here, and the expansion kind of limited. Manfarms got to Elite Magadai, but didn't get to that critical, nasty mass. Let's browse through the stats here and wait for the 5th game. Wiseman is very good at the macro and expansion for sure. Alright, are we seeing the reverse sweeper 2-0 for Farming Generals? 2-2 now, and then be that it for... Honestly, I think they've been playing for like 3 hours now, so so wow. That is impressive stamina from all of them. I'll just have to keep going here with my 4 a.m. Norwegian time now, but I know it's late for many of you others as well. Let's have a look at the 8 p.m. here before waiting for the final home map of Farming Generals, which actually has to be... Oh, where the heck did that... Which has to be... Let me find the pool here again. Bedouins Band... Oh, excuse me. Bedouins Band, Nile Delta Band, Water Nomad played, Land Nomad played, Pilgrims played, Land Nomad played. Is the decided game actually going to be on Settlers? That is just absolutely amazing if that's the case. That is amazing. I think that's the last remaining map. And it's basically Nomad Socotra, but with working water with lots of fish. So that's... Oh, I didn't think we'd get to that. We've always seen this already. So let's just give them a time to get going. Alright. Yeah, just search for Akkal again. I'm actually gonna take a quick mode. I really need a bathroom break. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, let's go. I hope. Uh, I'm searching for Akal because that's what they might call my lobby, my game. So, where? 1089? Or 7? Yeah, it's right code. Mm. Um, so they have a lobby ID. I just think it's weird that we can't really find it here if they actually have it hosted already. But you need to be on the spectator teams. Depends on whether they launched or not, and they probably didn't. Especially not since the general like is in. So the players in the chat here. Oh, games matching these parameters hold. I'm gonna check the what Discord here. They haven't really said anything. I'll just reboot the game just for safety here. I don't think that's going to be a huge issue, but you never know. Could be useful to restart it just in case. What? Let's go again. Find custom game. Let's see what we can turn up this time. Or spectate, potentially. Getting a bit worried here though. I need to... Excuse me. What? Excuse me. 4 a.m. Okay, so apparently the other guy has found the game here. Ike. Yeah, almost with TV is in game. I probably went through AOE2.net then. And at farms, for example. Akkal. Uh-huh. Okay, it's weird that he's in. And I can't find it. Uh, farms. Oh, it's an Xbox. Should be showing current games here. Mega Run and Nomad. Okay, cool. I forgot that it's in the lower sections. Of course, they are perfectly allowed to choose that, but I can't. There's no ID here. Ah, here it is. Perfect. Finally found it. Sorry, guys. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know what took so long here. Will be. Right, so it's not that bad, I think. We'll get there. I forgot that. It's in the map pack for the two lower sections, the two lower divisions is Mega Run Nomad. It's a hidden tip free pick for the players again. So they are yeah, they can go with whatever. I'm fast forwarding now just to catch up with the live. So that's it. We have the sim picks here. It's mega random Nomad, so it's basically mega random, but with a guaranteed Nomad start, okay? So resources could be anything. And the only difference from mega random is that you start with a Nomad start. Okay, I paused. But it's fine, good to know we've caught up, hopefully, this, right? I think we have. Okay, so while we're at pause here, let's talk a little bit about the civilizations of choice here. I'm slightly puzzled by Menfart's Korean's choice here, but there's something about it. Koreans, villagers, they have a +2 line of sight. Just look at this, right? That's some amazing Dark Age line of sight right there. You could use that to scout the map and get an impression of the overall everything here, right? Whereas General Ike with the Berbers, now in a similar position to Wiseman, the previous game, with the free boom. This map is basically, it looks a lot like Land Nomad, but with smaller wood patches and less gold, which I like. You'll be very dependent upon trade for the long game here. Long game, yeah, war wagons, of course, for the Greens, stating the obvious, huh? Yes, but for Nomad, I'd say line of sight is most important, and then secondary is the fact that you have access to war wagons, which is a beastly unit if you are allowed to mass them. Well, but as for TMs, well, by the way, General Ike with the Berbers down south here. Good pick to join the Koreans as well, because you have a civilization that can really play the mobility with the cavalry in the Castle Age. Now, what doesn't play into the Berbers' favor here is the lack of gold. Just one tile golds all over the place here. That's going to be a nightmare to mass the knights. Even if they're cheaper for the Berbers, you're gonna struggle. In which case, I like TM's choices better here, because it's the Lithuanians. Yes, you want to gather the relics, you want to collect the relics, you want to get to your bonus for the knights for Lithuanians, but you're gonna run into the same problem as the Berbers here. So I don't think we're going to see ridiculous amounts of knights mounted units here on the field, and that's where it plays into Lithuanians' favor, because they have faster moving trash like Spearman, Pikeman line and Skirmishers line. They move faster. So we'll see how that plays out in the end, of course. But also the fact that Lithuanians start with plus 150 food is very useful for Nomad start maps. Finally, Napoleon with the Mayans here. Resources lasting longer, that's going to be amazing for the few gold spots that are around here. And yeah, because you're essentially going to get 940 gold out of this gold mine, because Mayans resources last 15% longer. That broke my maths brain, my limited maths brain, but that's it. No two gold tiles, no, just single gold tiles all over here. So gold is definitely going to be an issue here among the players. Stable going up for Wiseman now is in the feudal age with the Lithuanians here. Good choice actually, because even lacking gold, you could still go for the scouts and take some serious map control with scouts play here. We have Mednet farms going up with the Koreans here. Berbers. General Ike aiming for the fast castle here could be severely punished. Could be severely punished by the scouts playable Lithuanians here. I will be quick with the market abuse on this map. Yeah, I'd rather go for the early trade than the market abuse, but there's stones, so you could still mine stone and sell for gold, right? If you need gold, so it's not an immediate hurry to get there. But for the Koreans, of course, if you want to play the gold war wagons, you need stone and gold for the castles, and yeah, I don't know. First scout is out for Weissman here. We have Mayans in the feudal age as well. We're not going... This! Okay, I forgot that. Mayans is actually dropping the market here, but that's probably for fast castle purposes. But Mayans here, they're gonna struggle on this map with this little gold. Because until you get trade pumping from edge to edge in the north, you can't really justify any eagles investment or even plumed archers for the Mayans here. Because you're lacking the gold, and hence you're gonna lack the mobility option for the Mayans. Still, they have cheaper archers, so you could still play the archers, which is hopefully what Napoleon will be going for here. But we'll see. Why are you attacking an outpost? Just go for the raids already. Man at Farms, the feudal age. Ike in the feudal age, score lead. That could just simply be scouting, and yeah, it's not even military numbers here. And yeah, Berbers, the stable's going up as well, but I think that's preparing for the castle age here, right? Food, gold, castle age, yes. Which is a concern unless General Ike wants to spam light cab here, because it's which is cheaper for him as well, by the way, for the Berbers, but gold really gonna be an issue. It's going to be able to produce more knights than the Lithuanians, simply due to the discount. But I'm not really convinced by the gold units approach by farming generals here. By the looks of it, I think TM, yes, they are down in score, but they are hopefully aiming more for the trash units approach. We have only one stable for the Lithuanians so far, quite a bit of farms. But if you place enough farms, you could start spamming the light cab, the scouts, and use that for map control. And you'll get the upper hand against the Berbers, who can't really, unless they market abuse like crazy, sell wood, sell stone, whatever. There's a limit to how much they can produce in terms of their best military option here in the Castle Age. A Weissman with the Legionnaires investment here with the scouts, I feel like he hasn't really gotten nearly as much as he could out of the raids here. Second stable now going up, but look at the gold situation in Napoleon. Actually, with a very decent amount of gold here, but what's he going to use for that? It's going to be, where are these guys? Is it castle drop or what's going on here? Yes, it's definitely the castle drop here for Napoleon, but where? It's gonna go on Metal Farms. TCMU is still in the feudal age. Didn't kick up yet! Alright, oh, but a bit closer. Place it here. Okay, so castle drop on Men at Arms face. We're not joking around here. We're sending 17 villagers. Men at Arms only with a couple of spears here to stop. And there's the Knights of General Reich, but they have a long way to go over here to stop this castle drop from happening. This could kill Men Farms TC before it's even able to research the cat laser. This could be the reverse sweep from Boss with TV here. Amazing! And still have the gold for Napoleon as well, so he could make Napoleon could make plumed archers here. It's going to go for more stones. It's going to go for the castle drops here, the consistent castle drops. Weissman going to stone as well. We have a few Berbers Knights out, but as we know, the gold situation is going to be very, very much limited here. I think farming generals have the wrong approach to this mega random map. They're scouting is decent but not great, and they fail to acknowledge, in my opinion, that this map is lacking gold. So you can't really play into the Berber's strengths. You can't really play into the Mayan strengths here either. But wow, that TC is potentially going to go down before Castle Age kicks in. Actually, Men at Farms will need to panic repair now to salvage that Castle Age. Is he even going to repair here? Don't tell me that TC is going to go down before Castle Age completes. This is a cliffhanger if ending. It's 50 seconds to go to the Castle Age. TC loses. Here are the repairs. Yeah. Panic repairs. This is a sign. This is a sign for Napoleon that Men Farms is in deep shit here because he's panic repairing the TC while the castle is firing. That basically means that this TC is researching Castle Age. If he had had just one Mangonel ready here now, that would be RIP. Castle Age researching TC, but the positioning here still, the eco Men Farms here. He has a stone for a castle. Where's that gonna go? Still with that War Wagon's plan, I think. Dropping a TC. There's still stone for a castle and another TC as well, eventually. But for now, just moving away. While the Berber's friend down here, General like dropping a second TC on a stone, on a gold here, and a tiny bit of wood. Alright, defensive castle on the woodline and the tiny sliver of gold here for Men at Farms. But let's have a look at... the relics! I missed that. General Ike is going for some of the relics. That's going to be very... Even for that small trickle of gold that relics provides, to collect the relics on this map is just huge. The gold is so limited, and until you can get trade rolling, that relic income could be very significant for the Berber's cheaper cavalry production. Okay, I take it back. I think the farming generals still have some viability in this match. Still using some sheep to scout here as well, but Men at Farms not looking too pretty here at home. So with the crossbows, which is cost-efficient call here, of course, in terms of resource investment. But we also have the plumed archers out for the Mayans here, and let's have a look at the gold situation for both here. Napoleon really conserving that gold, committing it to plumed archers production. We have Catholic on the way for Weissman with Legionnaires as well. Last player to reach the Catholic, only 30 pop here. Did take quite a few eco losses here, which I missed. Could have been some raids from, probably raids from General Reich earlier. Yes, 13 villagers killed by General Reich, so not going to disregard this. Not going to underestimate General Reich's play this game. He's been raiding and taking out villagers, still keeping Lithuanians at a very low here, and 5 knights now out. Lithuanians only with full trash here, lacking the gold, I'd assume. So again, the farming generals with the equal lead, military numbers comparable, military strength should be stronger for farming generals here, but we have the plumed archers for Napoleon, which could be a concern for the Berber's knight with only +1 defense here, but they're doing work. 19 villagers killed by the General Ike here. Oh, shit. Getting late here. So Berber's, I guess it's a gold issue for General Ike here. It's not really producing, or is it food issue? Why aren't the stables producing? You are cheaper. No, they're producing. Okay. Okay, it's just not showing capture rate here. So I feel like General Ike should have had lots more RB on the field here now. It's still gold in the bank, still got the food. Focusing more on the boom perhaps, but I think army numbers is key here now. Especially with the mobility of Berbers here to run. Man, that farms with the janitors! Korea's janitors, I love it. I love it. Goes down to DC fire, but idling a whole fucking DC here of Napoleon with only one janitor, that's fantastic. It's not like we can afford the war wagons in masses here. It's gonna be crossbows and yeah, who knows what here from farms. The eco isn't stellar. Another castle will be going up unless you want to sell the stone for gold to get units production out. Castle on the hill here might be nice. I'm not sure who to favor here, but I like the map positioning of Ike and Men Farms better here. But it's sure as heck is not over yet. Skirmishers, Lithuanian skirmishers, and what are these? Pikemen. Okay. I'm honestly struggling where to go here. Berber's castle going up here now on Wise Man's base. We have a tiny score lead for Must Be TV here, but they are also falling behind in economy here. Relic count for our friend. Where's the relics? 3 relics now for General Ike. Yes, General Ike is... I guess trade is not... Nah, it is definitely an option. If Men at Farms just sends a couple of villagers down, I think it's gonna drop the markets. I think it's actually gonna drop the markets here to get ready to go. Hey, good evening, Legion of Loom. Thank you for the raid. We're at a bit of a cliffhanger here, guys. It's my Nomad tournament final for the 1000 to 1250 1v1 ELO section. And it's the 5th game. It's been 2 wins for Farming Generals and 2 wins for Master TV. Master TV looking for the reverse sweep here. And the last game, it's all Nomad maps, but the last one here is on Mega Random Nomad, which is essentially Mega Random, but with a guaranteed Nomad start. And the players are trying to adapt here. We have Mayans here, we have Koreans, and we have Koreans janitors now because they can't make war wagons lacking gold. There's 1-tile golds all over the place here, so I'm not even sure where this is going because Farming Generals, slight eco lead, military numbers comparable, map control even kind of comparable here, but General Ike, he has a slight advantage over the Lithuanians here. Simply through the fact of having cheaper cavalry and having an easier time massing cavalry with the lack of gold. He's also been collecting relics, which is extra gold for General Ike here, as opposed to Lithuanians having to rely on trash now, which is not necessarily ideal in a team game. Love the expansion of the General Ike here as well. The scores, as you can see, are still quite similar. But very good raids from the General Ike here. He's been killing 25 villagers so far in the game. So he's making some efforts, playing the mobility to try and punish the Lithuanians here and not allowing the Lithuanians the more mobile CODs to get going here, because Napoleon, yes, Mayans, if you can get some Eagle Warriors out, they have the mobility as well, but gold is a massive issue on this map. So Napoleon is going to struggle here in the longer game, unless they can get trade running, and that's not really an option here for Massive TV. Good scouting across the map for General Ike's team as well. They know more about this Nomad map than Men Farms than TM does at this point. TM basically has no idea what's going on over here, and there's actually some expansion of eco and trade going up, which is the crucial factor here. They need more markets to boost the trade card production. We even need gold to get trade started in the first place. Uh-oh. What? You're gonna start trading in the same... What is this? Wise man. Is this the trade block? The trade federation blockade going on here or something? You can't trade here. They are already trading here. Or are you going to trade this market in which... Are you... Wait. Wise man. Wise man is going to trade with Men Farms market up here. That's ingenious, actually, if you can pull it off. We're not even gonna raid the trade routes here. We're actually going to trade with the enemy in the corner here. That's what's going on over here. Sorry, I'm missing the action here, but this is just too good. Tell me you're making a trade card here to trade to the top corner. He doesn't even have it scouted, but... Oh, man. Yeah, alright, let's see the action here. Enemy trade is the best meme in TGs. Yeah, but when you are behind, though... That's 50 eco difference here between farming generals and boss with TB. Military numbers comparable, but General Reich, again, getting some good raids in here again. Raiding. Idling a lot of Napoleon's economy here. We have so many villagers lost for Napoleon as well. The raids really paying off here for General Ike, and he's General Ike, honestly, carrying well here. Yeah, they're gonna be eaten up by the Lithuanians trash here. 600 points difference, not too significant here, but the KD is on the negative side for Massive TV here, and they're also 50 behind the Nico. They have more military now, but it's mainly trash. I didn't even catch the Imperial Age kicking in here, but we have a Treb here pushing the Koreans' castle. But Men at Farms at this point is just a decoy, it's just the distraction here to allow the General Ike to boom away and get things going, and I don't even know what this is all about. Okay, the stable is obviously to actually raid the trade down here, but that's market though, isn't misclick? It is an enemy trade. So many questions. This stable's investment is good though. If you get some scouts like Cab in here to, well, like Cab Hussar in to stop farming generals trade, you cut off their gold source. On the other hand, if farming generals are able to get this gold source running and Team Napoleon, TM, Massive TV aren't going to be able to, then yeah, we're in big trouble here. Look at the trade stats. 10 units, yes, but it's really boosting the gold income now for the Berbers and allowing for cheap Imperial Age. 20% cheaper cavalry in the Imperial Age for Berbers, which is just going to overrun both the opponents, possibly. Obviously, I love the pike investment here for Weissman, but they're still only pikemen, and they are lacking upgrades. So if you get that cheap Berbers cavalry running there with trade to support it, gold-wise, you could even justify wasting Berbers cavalry against pikemen here if you have big enough numbers, large enough numbers. Top side Napoleon is gaining ground with the Mayans here. And Massive TV with the military lead here, which is significant. Men at Farms and General Ike far off each other here. But another castle, General Ike is just going to carry this home alone, isn't he? Blue needs to relocate for sure. But it's also going... Janitors! The irony here is that Janitors are quite good against Blue Notchers. Look at this. Look at the HP difference. And the fact that we have a mobile skirmisher here, maybe already even with husbandry here, which Koreans get. Yeah, getting some pokes in there. And without gold access, Napoleon can't really replenish those plume archers. You even have to conserve the resources. It's probably why Weissman is staying in the castle age here, is because there's so little gold. You need to stay in the castle age to justify your army numbers and usage here. Don't tell me the janitors are gonna kill traps here. No, they don't. But look at the green on the map here. Cavalier numbers. Reaching dangerous strength here. 123 builders. Massive boom for General Ike here. Is General Ike gonna carry this all the way home? He's acknowledged that there's lots of stone on this map as well, even if there's only small patches, so he's making those castles. And should a need arise eventually against the pike numbers here, you have the castles to provide camel archer numbers as well. We have 4 castles already for General Ike here, so this is an overcompensation though, in my opinion. Sure, raids, they suck, but 5 cavalry will do the job here, to be honest. Stone walls going up all across the map here. They're gonna secure the trade out now, and it's only a matter of time now before farming generals take this game, I think, if they can secure the trade and whatnot here. Another farming castle for the General Ike here. They are not called farming generals for no reason here. They're gonna drop a castle and farm in this area probably. Claiming more and more territory here with their castles. General Ike being the MVP of this game for sure. Lithuania's 57 pies could become halberdiers here, and uh-oh. Whether you see that, did you even see that? What's going on here? I'm just passing. Gonna go for some raids on the Mayans now, but there's not really much to raid here in this area anyway. This is where it's at. More theses going up for Napoleon as well. This could be, again, could be a very long, long game here. But one team has trade, the other does not. Stonewalls are up all the way, aren't they? Not all the way, but... Or are they? Yeah, maybe a bit of a vulnerable section in the middle here, but... Fact remains, one team has access to gold, the other does not. And even with these gold miners, there's 17 gold miners for Napoleon. I don't think they have trade, right? Let's see the trade stats. Oh, they do have some trade here. But where the heck are they trading? I'm confused. Here? Yeah, I don't understand. Farm markets here and here maybe. Well, the relic for the Lithuanians as well boosts the attack a little bit on the cavalry units that Weissman doesn't have. In the meantime, we have men farms kind of stabilizing in the north here. Genitor, Bombard Cannon, Treb. It's gonna push back here. Take the TC first, then the castles. Look at all the green and the blue on the map now. They're slowly but steadily gaining control here. 8,300 to 6,000 here for farming generals. They're certainly working their way around here. Yeah, TC's down, and the castle, the risks going down as well. What's the stone mining section? Oh, lovely. Hussar raids from the birds here. Cavaliers still at large. Oh, they're idling. That's not good. But yeah, look at all this cast. Look at all this green and blue on the map, and the safe trade route, which I'm gonna keep mentioning is 41 trade units total for farming generals here. I'm afraid this is farming generals map game just because of the trade here. They've done an amazing job at recognizing the need for gold, getting trade running. Getting relics, maybe partially because there's Lithuanians on the opposing team as well. They want to deny the relics from the Lithuanians, just in case Lithuanians are able to get to mass amounts of cavalry in this game. Yeah, but yeah, it's looking good here. Not much sign of any trebs from General Ike here, even with the trade to provide gold here. But look at the raids. Cavalier, Boss VTV team, they are at 152 builders to 200, but that's going to diminish quickly here. There's an orange flare in the middle here, flaring that, yeah, not doing too great here. In the middle of trebs and fighting and everything. Maybe wanting the halberdiers over here, tracking the cavalier movements. But it's just, this is going too far. The trade situation is the biggest factor of this game. One, the team will have access to trade units, the other will not. Hussar raids everywhere basically. Look at, let's go to, yeah, look at the army numbers. 58 military, 59 military, 36 for men at arms here. Stable and getting some eco rolling over here. Got the raid running. Just leaving it to General Ike here to raid it about, hard carry it, and take the game home here. While at the top side, Wiseman is wasting the Lithuanian trash to castle fires. Yeah, 76 good. Sorry, you're right. We're probably close to pop capped here for General Ike. It's gonna be cool to see the stats for this one, and it is the 5th game, so you can understand why Master TV are holding on here. But it's going to take the comeback of a lifetime to get back here. It's either a pause or a drop here. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll see where this goes to. I'm gonna see if they're writing me anything here, but they've had some issues. But at this point, to be brutally honest, and I'm basing this on the trade numbers, most of all here. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens here. Didn't get any messages as far as I know. Oh, wait. We're dropping castle over here. Okay, the one posting on, here we go. Is 42 trade units to literally 0 though. Massive gold access for farming generals. Look at Berber's eco here. It's why aren't you slinging? Slinging now, Ike. Help your teammate! Team, where's my team? Yeah, they're all right here. I hope they realize this castle is going... Yeah, not really realizing. It's not the end of the world, but it's a good move to try and get into the trade route here and turn things around for Massive TV here. But they are also behind in eco. They're behind in military by big numbers here now. And the gold access just doesn't seem to end for farming generals here. Yeah, you finally got their thesis moin on this side. Yeah, a bit of a Korean's reboom here. Still, the General hard carry is at large here. Just casually strolling across the map here, looking for places to hit. I think we had a tiny bit of in-game lag there, but that's quickly remedied. Okay, so he did get the castle up here. So idling this TC, I don't think that matters really. You want to break through, and get some raids in on the economy here. 58 to 90 something. I mean, if you can get through with this mass amounts of hubs here, it's not easy for farming generals to deal with that currently, because they're basically only with cavalry. Some janitors pounding away at the ram here, but is this the get out of my game castle here from Men at Farms? It's almost justified. I need to deal with this one, but let's see the top side here. Only 4 or 5 builders building this, and raiding with janitors maybe almost in meme mode at this point. A fun thing here is that Man at Farms doesn't really have units to deal with these battering rams here, and they need to task villagers to do so, but he wants to finish the castle first. Look at how long it takes the janitors and war wagons here to deal this. But now the green dots all across the maps, raiding Mass TV into the end of the game with 70 villagers to 195, 95 villagers to 27. Army generals take their second home map, mega random Nomad, and what they set. Long, good games, so evenly matched throughout these teams. I'm hoping, I hope both teams enjoyed this, because it was really impressive set and a good way to end the Nomad 1000 to 1250 final bracket, the lowest bracket. Jedrike is in chat. Yeah, congratulations, my friend. You guys will have to let me know where and if you want a gift sub to a Twitch channel of your choice. Just a little bit. We didn't really have a prize pool for the lower brackets, but I'll happily donate a Twitch sub to a channel of yours and Men at Farms choice. For the effort, thanks for participating, congratulations on the win, and very well played to both. I can't believe TV got 2 wins straight there for these 2 games, even taking one of Farming Journalist's home maps, and great set. I'm pretty darn sleepy myself. I'm closing in on 5 AM my time, but this was totally worth it. I can sleep in. Anyway, you've never played the Water Nomad in your life. I mean, either. I pick it in my tournaments for the messiness of it. I would never play it voluntarily myself. Military, we need to see the KD hearing. That is really, I mean, that's a fantastic KD for Ike, by all means, 421 to 197, but By the timing of the game, 1 hour 6 minutes, it's a bit underwhelming, these numbers. When that was a Nomad game started, men fans I were already discussing this. You put up a good fight, man. You did alright. You did alright. Even that one was a good game. But alright. I'm getting really sleepy now. So I think I need to call it sooner rather than later here. It's been a pleasure to have you playing. Thank you for joining. Francello Loco GSS GG, well played all. Absolutely agreed. A good game it was. And thanks for watching, of course. And thanks for the raids to Dave, AOE, and Legion of Bloom again. If any of you raiders are still around, that is much appreciated. So this set is most certainly going to my YouTube as well. I've been recording it, so we'll make sure to place it there. But as for now, I'll pass you along to someone, and let's see if we can find someone I don't already know here to raid. Mega random for absolute chaos, and it was indeed. Alright guys, thanks for the games. I'll pass you along to a streamer I don't really know. I'll send you to GB00123 for anyone who wants to stick around. So GG's for